We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She's a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things not only Disney, but Genie Plus today, Doug.
Dun, dun, dun.
The topic that
we need a sound
hear,
for that.
We do. We need a Genie sound.
Genie Plus.
Because I don't know if I can go a day anymore without someone asking me a question about it.
Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lane attractions.
It's
I
a
love
thing.
That name.
It just rolls off the tongue. You got it.
I got it out as fast as I could.
And that is where it needs to stay. But yes, that is what we're going to be talking about today. But first, we need to welcome a new Patreon,
Yes.
Lindsay Marks. Thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community, getting those bonus episodes. Today, we're going to be talking about sports and more. But thank you to all of our Patreons for supporting Rope Drop Radio.
Yes, and on the Patreon front, we do have some sad news. We lost a member of the Rope Drop Patreon community. So Katie Carlos passed away. Thoughts and prayers out to her family, definitely.
Yeah, it's great to interact with. Miss you, definitely. Yeah.
All right. So this week, our Apple Podcast review. Thank you for leaving them, everyone. It's fun and informative. 5 stars by LM Diz Fan 1384.
Side note, when I read 1384, I go, whoa, were you born in 1384? Before
Totally.
it dawned on me that, that is impossible. Just something that happened in my brain.
Same with my brain. You try to figure out the usernames, right? You want to. So then I was
I'm 1984, and then I had to do the math. I'm like, no, you're not that old.
So my brain then went to the 13th month, which isn't a thing either.
That's not okay. Yeah,
No.
Good. Okay, we're on the same page. We're weird.
Yeah, or it was like when Columbus sailed the
Please
ocean blue.
message us on where you got 1384 because it's
Yeah.
really bugging me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure LM is just like for Linda Marie or Larry Michael right?
Something.
Yeah. Okay, anywho. I enjoy listening to Doug, Derek, and their occasional friends/guests. Down-to-earth and relatable information that anyone who listens will be able to learn from, whether you're a newbie or a veteran to Disney World. Love the trip reports the most. More, please, with a smiley face.
Well,
at the
we
end.
got some more coming. Doug will be there in a couple weeks. My son and wife will be there in a couple weeks. So we will be talking a lot more about some Disney travel. And of course, Doug, and I can't wait to see how my wife does, we'll be using Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes when they're down there. And so to give some tips and strategies and things that we like and dislike, we're talking all about it on this week's episode, Doug.
Yes, Genie Plus tips
We
and
started
tricks.
with the top 10, and we couldn't get to a top 10. So there's 12.
Ish. Very ish.
That we
type
wanted
list.
a clickbait, top 10, things you
Top
need to
10
know, and we
Genie
could
Plus
not
tips
get
and
there.
tricks. We can't clickbait if we try. It's really sad.
It's
We're
true.
bad at this. So let's start with what is Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lanes. A real quick little review. Genie is the free thing on the app that will help plan your day. Genie Plus is what you pay $16 per person per day to have the ability to make Lightning Lanes. Individual Lightning Lanes attractions are attractions that you can purchase outside of Genie Plus. You don't have to have Genie Plus to get individual Lightning Lanes. Individual Lightning Lanes and Genie Plus can be booked at 7 a.m. You can book it from midnight on or with your whole package the whole time. That's kind of the basics. Also, you can't do one attraction twice. So you can't just keep booking Small World over and over and over. You only get to do it once, folks.
Darn. That's
kind
of all the attractions you could have picked for that, you picked Small World. Okay, good to know.
I did, because they're really doing you a favor.
That's true.
But there are people with little kids that would book Small World or Dumbo 2-3 times a day with the traditional Fast Pass plan. So there you go. Genie Plus, you pay for it It's what we have to work with, so let's make the most of it. And let's get on to our tip list, because that was kind of the nuts and bolts. Oh, also for individual lightning lanes, right now through the summer, there's one in each park that you can book, and those are Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in Epcot, Rise of the Resistance in Hollywood Studios, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in the Magic Kingdom, and Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom. Those are you pay extra for. Price varies by the day depending on how busy it is.
We won't even talk about that because it might change. Who knows?
Who knows? If we say a price, it
will change. 100% it will change before the episode is even released.
We're really good at that.
We really are. So let's go through them. And I will start. Doug, you can comment. I'll comment. And we're going to go through our list of 10 plus a few others. So first off, you need to pre-purchase these.
So 7 a.m., right?
7 a.m.
When you make it, don't wait till 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Buy it, 6 a.m. or 12:01 p.m. It has to be day of if you don't pre-purchase it for the whole trip. Now, if you book a package, you're going to stay in a hotel and you have a park ticket with that package, you can book the Genie Plus for your whole trip. That's the most convenient, easiest thing to do. Do it right when you book your whole trip. If you have a good travel agent, they should be suggesting that, because that is the least stressful way to do it, because there are some glitches when it comes to paying for it, as we learned in last week's show.
Glitches?
Yeah,
that happens.
There's no glitches in this at all.
Not every single time. So yes, do not wait till 7 a.m. to buy it. That's why I set an alarm for earlier to get it going. So definitely a good tip. Buy it in advance. So the next one is know what you're going to ride and get it before 7 a.m. and set it up in the Plan Your Day selection. Oh my gosh, Doug, this one drives me insane. Know what you're doing, like have a family discussion. Do not wait till 7 a.m. to discuss, hey, should we do this ride or this ride? No, you know it the day before. So at 6:59, you are refreshing. You know I'm going to get Jungle Cruise as soon as 7 o'clock hits on the dot. I am clicking. That will be my lightning lane.
Right. I switched my watch face to go to a digital one that counts the seconds, so I can click on it right as I go. So the Plan Your Day section of the app is under the tip board, and if you're not like there and doing it, it has the start here to plan your day. You click start here, pick the one attraction that you really want to do at 7 a.m., and that will put it at the top of the list.
Yep.
You do this well before 7 a.m., so maybe the night before or 6:30 a.m., but you want to set up this so that, like, if you want Jungle Cruise when 7 a.m. comes, you don't have to scroll down
all
to
the way down to Jungle Cruise. Yes. Millennium Falcon drives me nuts. It's somewhere 3/4 of the way down. I have to get to it. Yeah, no, get the one on top.
Okay, you can't do it the night before. My bad. You have to do it that morning. Like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. You do that while you're waiting for the clock to strike 7. You get that going. That way it's on top, like Rise of the Resistance way down there. So if you're going to purchase one and make a regular Genie Plus at the same time, you want to select both of those, and they'll both be at the top of the pull down of the tip board.
Yep.
The tip board becomes your friend.
It does.
Yeah. And that family meeting you mentioned, Derek, super important.
Oh my gosh. At this point, we actually write things down. Like, hey, what is your number one? We actually have on my wife's phone. And I highly recommend that, because you should know what attractions are going to go quickly. Do not wait till 7 o'clock to discuss what you're going to do. That
won't work.
Destroys everything. That destroys families. It's like playing Monopoly.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, or it could be like some families where there is no discussion. You're just...
Okay, if you're listening to this show, you get our pass at being, hey, I'm pulling the rope drop radio card. I'm picking Jungle Cruise or anything else. Yes, Doug, yeah, we're doing this one.
And it's our fault if something
blame
goes wrong.
us. That's good. Just don't leave us a bad review.
Don't let them leave us a bad review either.
There we go. All right, yes. Next one kind of plays right into this. Just put your top 2 in the Plan Your Day. So they're at the top, and you can watch and your clock count down the second one. So it's great. This I learned really hard the first time I tried to do this, Doug, because I went to Magic Kingdom and I was like, I want these 9 attractions in my lightning lane, and it still messed with me. So when you can use your Genie, get the ones you want, number 1, number 2, maybe top 3. That way they stay on the very top, and that way you don't have to scroll through 30 attractions to find what you're looking for.
And the reason this kind of makes it into 2 of our tips is because we can't stress enough the watching the clock and doing it right at 7 a.m. We're not talking 7:05. There are some things that will drastically be different by 7:05, but right at 7, it's real important.
That's
all
a good one.
right.
All right, next one. You can log in on more than one device. Doug, we've had 3 almost all trip. 1 on Wi-Fi, 1 on data, and then a kid's phone, which never works anyway. But we actually have 3 phones going on the same, usually my account, and that is at 7 a.m. It's like, hey, refresh, and go! And everyone yells at each other, and someone gets everything.
Right. Sometimes, so we consistently have 3 people logged into the same account.
Yep.
I have heard this bad advice from very credible people saying you can't log in on more than one device. It kicks you out. That is 100% false because we do it on every trip. So yeah, fake news. Listen to us, not them, because I've witnessed it. I've done it. So we'll consistently, there's mornings where we'll want to snag our first Genie Plus right at 7. Then we might want to purchase Rise of the Resistance right at 7, which is super important. Also, in the general Lightning Lane rules, on property people, this is where your advantage is. You get to do the individual Lightning Lanes at 7 rather than park open that the poor off-property people have to wait and do, which means there's 0 chance of Rise of the Resistance. Got that in there. And so someone might be doing Rise of the Resistance, and then someone might be getting, say, Remy or Flight of Passage for that evening for us. So we might actually have 3 7 a.m. tasks that we need to do, and it will be my wife, my son, and myself, 3 different devices, all doing.
And somehow Doug
things.
doesn't get any of them. So it happens.
I'm always successful, Derek.
At your one thing?
My one thing. They give me the easiest.
See, that's funny. I take the pay one, so I always get Rise or whatever you have to pay money for.
So this is the hierarchy in our house. So Michelle would do Rise because it's the most important, most stressful. You pay money. Alden would be in charge of, say, Slinky Dog.
Oh, that's where Madison comes in. Got it.
Or if we're at Magic Kingdom, Michelle would do Mine Train. Alden would do Jungle Cruise. I get the evening Remy, the evening Flight of Passage.
Okay, wow.
That's the third man on the totem pole job.
It's like that dragon meme that I've seen where they're 2 smart dragons and 1. Okay, so that's you. Got it.
That's me. But it's still, my daughters aren't awake and alert enough to do it. They're not morning people. So otherwise we'd have 5 phones going.
Soon.
Use all the devices.
There you go.
Use them all.
Yes.
Log
all right.
in, same account.
Next one is super important, and that is you have to budget and make sure you know which rides you can pay for. I have had multiple friends just not realize, holy crap, I didn't know. When you buy Rise, currently it's $15, and you add that for a family of 4 or 5, it adds up. And you need to make sure that's in the game plan going into it, Doug.
Yeah, it's part of the cost of going to Disney now.
Yes.
So you need to budget for it. You need to plan ahead and understand that you're going to be spending this money because standing in line is miserable and your time is worth more than the $16 that you could save by not doing it. So
hashtag just buy Rise.
Just buy it, but you got to know you're buying it, budget for it. Kind of like the people that don't budget for souvenirs and then walk through the Emporium with their children. I did
that once a long time ago.
Dangerous.
It was terrible.
Right? Get a gift card for your kids. This is your money for souvenirs. Done. Kind of think ahead how much you're going to be spending on individual lightning lanes, that sort of stuff, so you know you have room on your credit card or whatever payment you already have in the app. Just be prepared. It is part of the costs of doing Disney right now.
Yep.
Who knows what will be in 6 months if you're still listening to this, but It's a good one. You got a budget. This is why Derek doesn't have enough socks, though. It's because he
spend money on Rise and not on socks. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. Derek has enough socks.
I do. Just don't always pack them.
There you go.
The fact that my son steals them.
Or charging
no, that's the other thing.
Chargers.
Yes. Stupid USB-C / USB. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. 2 strategies right now. One is get the main ride no matter what, or just get the next available thing, which is kind of how the NFL draft goes. You either get the player you need or the best player on the draft.
Right. So you can see this at the Magic Kingdom, I think, is the best example.
I agree.
Right? So the one attraction that's the hottest, right, at 7 a.m., and we're talking regular Genie Plus, not individual Lightning Lanes. Regular Genie Plus. So Jungle Cruise, that's going to be the hottest one. It's going to move out into the day. As the time ticks on, it's going to get later and later and later. So you may not get a return time until 11 or noon. Now, you can't book your next Genie Plus until 2 hours after the park opens, or you tap in to go on that ride. So one strategy is you get the one you absolutely want, right? And once you're done with that, you can book more, or when that 2 hours hits. But you can't stack or book anything else until that happens. So the other strategy is like, you know what? We're just going to get Pirates is available. Boom. Thunder Mountain's available. Boom. And just keep going. Once you tap in, you might be able to get something that's only 10 minutes, 15 minutes down the line. And you're just clicking through attractions. Now, you're not going to get Peter Pan. You're not going to get Space Mountain.
But you get a shot at getting
Jungle
perfect
Cruise,
score of Buzz.
But you get a lot of attractions that way. So it is 2 different strategies.
Once again, that is one that goes back to making a plan with the people that you are with. What are the attractions you want to get done most?
Right? And if Jungle Cruise or Space Mountain is not real high on your list.
Wait, what?
It's a thing. People,
really?
People like other things.
Huh.
It's weird.
Learn something new.
Like if that's not huge, then just turn through them. Start with
really
maybe
not
Thunder
understanding
Splash.
who doesn't like Jungle Cruise. Who's not going to grab that? Okay.
I don't know, Derek.
I feel like that's a whole new show. If that's you, message us. No one's going to message us.
Everybody loves Jungle Cruise.
Yes, agreed.
Because they got The Rock now. You can see The Rock. Some people take it for granted.
That joke, for the record, made me cry when they did. Okay. Anyway, that's a whole Patreon show.
Move on.
So one of my favorite things is learn how to stack for the afternoon.
Yes. This is a great one, whether you're hopping or not.
It's so great for hopping.
You can look at the times, right? And because you knows what park you're in, right? Mm-hmm. Say you're in the Magic Kingdom, you're going to hop to Epcot. Maybe you book Jungle Cruise and that 2 hours comes, then go grab something for Epcot, grab Test Track, grab Soarin'. And then as soon as that 2 hours comes, you grab something else. So if you're just putting stuff in the afternoon, evening, there's 2 hours, click along pretty quickly, and you can have 3 or 4 things in the span of 90 minutes, and you just hit them in the right order, and you can just tear through a park in the evening. And we've done this with Magic Kingdom when we've rope dropped and just did a traditional rope drop plan, hit 1 or 2 things, and then we went back, took a nap, came back to the park after dinner, and had like 4 lightning lanes just sitting there waiting for us.
Yep. That's how we were. Epcot, man, we had the whole evening just packed to the brim. It was phenomenal. We took a rest at the resort, and all of a sudden we didn't have to wait in any lines.
And it works whether you're hopping or just rope drop and then a rest, and then you come back and you just attraction, rather than like wait in line.
It really, and then it's a weird thing because it makes you finish strong. Like when we have stacked, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we got 8 attractions done in like a couple hours. It's maybe not 8, but still, it's like this is a great way to finish, and you go off on a high note.
Yeah, stacking is the best thing about Genie Plus because you could not do it. You could not do it with FastPass Plus. Yep. It reminds me of the golden age of FastPass.
Yes.
When it was paper tickets.
Yep.
and you'd wait for that time to come up on the paper ticket. You go snag another one, you put
Yep.
it in your pocket, and then you come back to the park in the evening, and you had like a little piece of paper for every attraction because they didn't enforce the time windows.
Yep.
Once they started enforcing those time windows, it all went downhill or hill. But this looks as close as we can get to that Wild Wild West type of paper fast pass time.
That's true.
I love that time.
That great times, memories. All
Yeah.
right. The next one is child swap. Has to have lightning lanes of the other person.
Yeah, so in fast pass times, you could get one adult with
It
the
was
fast
great.
pass.
Talk about
for
missing times.
One adult with another fast pass.
They just have to look at the child. It didn't even have to be your child. Be like, hey, that's my child. They're like, cool, whatever. Here you go.
Yeah. So for example, Derek would have a fast pass to Space Mountain.
Yep.
Go with a little kid, and then you go on. You get off, and then Madison, your wife,
Yep.
wouldn't have had a fast pass.
Nope.
Oh, but child swap
Takes the other two kids.
again.
Yep.
And so meanwhile, Madison's
Has
holding
a fast pass for something
someone else, Thunder Mountain. And boom,
We
same thing.
abused the bejeebas out of that for a year.
So, and we just did too
It
back
was
in the day.
great.
So they got rid of that loophole. Yeah.
Also, we were running into where they're only allowing one kid with the instead
Wow.
of two. So we
Huh,
had that the
I
last
hadn't heard
trip.
that too much.
So I don't know much about that, but the whole last trip in March, where before, of Callum, because he's the youngest, and this happened on multiple attractions where it's just like one parent, one child. And so that kind of blew my mind.
Well, and guess what? Your days of child swap are basically over, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. I think
it's-
I think August, I might get a couple in for Flight of
just
Passage.
the higher
About
ones.
it. Yeah.
I'll be close. You never know. Growth spurts, Derek. Growth
Really?
spurts.
Have you met my children /
I
me
have.
/ my wife? Okay.
True story. Okay. So yeah, they closed that loophole. Everybody needs a lightning lane to use the child swap.
That's true. So, which we learned at Mission Space. So it happens. All right. The next one is my favorite one. Not all parks are created equally when it comes to Lightning Lane. Hollywood Studios is just going to suck. And you need to have expectations with these things, Doug. There's not as many attractions at a Hollywood Studios, and you're going to be able to get one, maybe two, when it comes to Lightning Lanes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When that 2-hour window comes up, the pickings are slim. You're talking Muppets, Indiana Jones,
Maybe a
Beauty
really
and the
late
Beast,
Midway Mania, maybe.
maybe Midway Mania, maybe Mickey and Minnie's. Fortunately, right now, that's in the inventory. When they go back to 2 individual lightning lanes per park, that hurts Hollywood Studios the most because they make you pay separate for Mickey and Minnie's. But yeah, you're gonna get your first one, and if you're lucky enough that it's before the 2 hours after park open, God bless you. You
Yeah.
are so lucky because you will get something else.
We got nothing. I mean, you even went on with us, Doug, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" So you are paying for that one e-ticket attraction. Make sure you know what you want at 7 a.m. So Slinky Dog, that's
You
what
can
you're
get
going
Star
for.
Tours later, but like
I did get. You're right, but Star Tours is Star Tours. You're not
You know-
getting like Tower of Terror later.
No.
You're not
No.
getting Falcon really much later.
maybe
Sometimes it depends
Maybe
when
some-
you go. Depends on the day of the week.
but also without any nighttime entertainment, the
Which is
evening,
coming back.
You can walk onto a lot of stuff. So, but to the break-even point for paying for Genie Plus is saving like 45 to 60 minutes.
And
Your
you're
Slinky
going to do
Dog
that.
Lightning Lane
Absolutely.
alone will do it. So if you do get something else that saves you, say, like 20 minutes later, that's just bonus.
Yep.
The one Lightning Lane at Hollywood Studios on, say, Slinky Dog or Tower of Terror
But
is
it's
worth
the
the
people
cost.
that I've talked to recently that are so frustrated because they went in expecting I'm going to get lightning lanes for all the attractions, and they didn't, and they just had unreal expectations, and just people need to curve that right now.
And this parlays into our next tip.
It is.
Excellent. How
That's
to deal
true.
with this.
Rope dropping. that's the name of the show, is now more important than ever, Doug.
Right. So you rope drop Hollywood Studios,
Yes.
right? You do one attraction right at rope drop. You can get to a second attraction with minimal wait, but you're
Yep.
going to wait. And then you hit the wall at Hollywood Studios. No matter
And
where
you
you
have
go.
that lightning lane for that third
Yep.
e-ticket, so you're
So
golden.
You're getting 3 in. That's more than most people. Now, the
And
caveat
you're buying
here
Rise
is
because we recommend that. So
Right.
there, you're good.
you're good. And you can wait in line for other stuff because there's not a whole lot of other stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
You got time to do it. They've also started to add some characters, which has helped Lightning Lane inventory and that sort of stuff with Mickey and Minnie being back and Olaf. We have added Olaf Lightning Lane and then just walked up and did it. So there is stuff now. It's just not overly exciting stuff. But the rope dropping helps a ton. Same thing at Magic Kingdom. If you get that Jungle Cruise for a little later out,
Yep.
you do a great rope drop plan before you use it. It's just very important. The other key is stay on property if you're going to rope drop because you have a
Get
half-hour
in
head start.
Yep.
Don't miss it. You need to be there, a good solid 30 to 45 minutes before that extra half hour, that
Yep.
morning magic extra
They'll change the name by the
spectacular.
time the show comes out.
The wheel of names, they'll hit us with something, but you got to take advantage of that in the morning. It's precious, precious time.
You can still get a lot done.
Did we hit that hard enough?
Rope
Man,
drop.
Animal Kingdom, you can just really get through that in a hurry
You can
too.
get a flight of passage. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't even have to worry about flight of passage. Make sure you check what time things open though. There, the Safari tends to open later.
That is
Don't
confusing.
rope drop that.
It never
It is.
opens when it says. Okay. So next one is lightning lanes can look long, but they move people faster than Fast Pass. This is a huge one, Doug. Especially
Yes.
I've seen a couple Jungle Cruise. I've seen going almost all the way up to the main path, and then
Right.
I've seen Mine Train. One time it cracked me up. The lightning lane line almost merged with the regular queue on the back side. It was down for a little bit, but you could almost high five people for the people waiting in the regular line and then people in the lightning lane. It kind of went all the way around both sides.
Yeah, and it's really easy for things to back up because you have people that don't really understand the time windows,
People
whether or
really
not they
bad at
purchased it.
Getting it
It's
on the app, on the phone. They come
amazing.
early, they come late.
And so the conversation at the tap styles just clogs everything up.
Yep.
Even though the cast members want you to keep tapping, they're trying to get that family out of the way.
Yep.
But Disney's not going to be like, hey, shut it, move over here, let's talk. They're going to be overly polite. And some people don't respond to polite and they back up the line.
No, we had one at
That's-
Millennium Falcon one time that I was so confused because I was so far back and I was like, what is happening up there? And it was a group of 20 that was just very confused. And once they got out of the way, I was like, oh, we basically walked on. But
Right.
it definitely for a minute darted me. I'm like, why is the lightning lane backed up way back to where you take a picture with the Millennium Falcon?
It's usually just
I'm pretty sure
one
I'm in the
person,
background of
right.
other people's pictures, just like, hey, look at this line.
Lucky them.
Yes.
Lucky them to have you in the background of their photo.
I've wondered that because we've gone so many times. How many background of pictures are you and I in?
All the pictures,
A
Derek.
lot of pictures.
All the pictures.
Not all the pictures.
The
a lot
best
of
pictures. All the good
All
pictures.
the good ones, yes.
All the great pictures.
But yes, those lightning lane lines can look, but they do take them really quickly, especially Jungle Cruise. Like that line does
looks
back up.
horrible.
They churn through every 9 lightning lane people. They're taking one from the regular line. So
Yeah.
you're golden. Don't let that freak you out.
And compared to FastPass Plus, there's less people using Lightning Lane. Because, I mean, think about FastPass Plus. You walked into the park with 3 already made.
Yep.
Only the most prepared people are walking into the park with 1 made. That's a huge difference. And the number of people that are capable of functioning at the rate at which Disney wants you to function on their app is actually fairly low.
Yeah.
It's people that are well prepared, like you folks listening to the show. Like you're coming in leaps and bounds ahead of people. I don't know how the average person goes to Disney World. Like they just show up, do. And
I really want to have one of them on the show. Like that's been my goal for a while now.
How do we ask those questions without being blatantly insulting?
I agree, but I'm just like, how do you do this? Like, I'm just going to show up. Let's go to Disney World today.
We thought we'd just come today.
Might as well.
We were at the beach and we thought Tuesday seemed great to go to the Magic Kingdom. What, park reservation? No, I don't have one of those.
I would like to sit down at this restaurant I've heard so much about that's been sold out for 60 days.
That's so sad.
It's weird. Anyway, the big one that I have learned is your phone is going to drain, and it is going to drain fast when you use the stupid app that I don't understand how Disney Imagineers have made it use as much battery power as it has, but I have gone through a ridiculous amount of chargers on the last couple trips, Doug.
It's crazy. Bring your spare batteries.
Yeah.
Your external
Why is that
battery
app?
charger.
Is it like going full brightness? I have yet to figure it out, but I am just mind-blowing. Am I on it more?
I think part of it in the architecture of Disney's websites, ITs, they still use that .go or whatever because they bought that Go thing
and they
a long
will
time
not
ago.
let it go.
They won't. They're not. They need to take a lesson from Elsa, but that has to be part of it, right? I don't know knowledge on this whatsoever, but I'm just trying to spitball here. It's frightening how much it drains your battery.
Because we've actually heard that from listeners. One of my friends was like, holy crap, my phone was dead. I couldn't make any more lightning lanes.
I mean, it's almost like when you're using a phone to navigate, and it's constantly updating the GPS, but it's like worse. Which it does. It can tell you how to walk through the park. It can navigate you through the park like GPS.
I need to look around from my phone because I'm looking down way too much now too. Are people just looking down on their phones all the time and not
just updating
taking
the
in?
tip board?
I guess.
Maybe it's all those Genie Plus filters. We didn't mention those. You get some lenses or filters. I mean, let's call them filters instead of. If you want to look like a genie, you can.
You can. In fact,
there's some that
someone
have
do that
geofences.
and tweet at us at Rope Drop Radio on the things. So that'd be great. So the last one, Doug, and the most
13?
important one.
Or
yes.
The ish.
This is a stupid system. I miss fast passes, and I don't know how long it's going to last because we get that question all the time. It's just, I don't know. Could it be tomorrow? Could it be in a couple of years? Who knows? But it's here for right now.
I mean, when FastPass Plus started, everybody hated that. So it didn't go away because people disliked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to keep tweaking it. I mean, they have the tweak of they went from 2 to 1 individual lightning lanes through the summer. We'll see if that sticks any longer.
It's not making them as much money, but it is helping a little bit.
Right. Maybe, though, they found more people are buying Genie Plus with those in the Genie Plus inventory.
And that's the other thing.
They might make more money.
Are buying. People are buying. It is now got to. It's not like hey, only 10% have this super secret thing. You could be one of them. No, it's the majority have lightning lanes and have bought it. So you have to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to stand in line like a sucker. That's
at what
the
point,
sad truth.
If 100% of people are buying Genie Plus and using lightning lanes, I mean, when does it get to be that you're not special? What is that from? Is that Incredibles? If everyone has superpowers, then no one's special?
No one's special? Yeah, that's. The villain says that, by the way.
Is that Bob Chapek?
Bob Chapek. Yeah.
Syndrome. There you go.
Syndrome / Chapek. I think if it gets higher percentages, the price goes up and will lower the percentage.
I don't understand how Rise hasn't doubled in price. It's still selling out within 10 seconds.
They clearly have some research that says pitchforks come out at this price.
Well,
right?
Also, the ride is not as operational.
Dependable enough?
Yeah.
Like they don't want to be refunding more.
There's been, every trip now I've been on recently, there's been a time where it's like there's no queue and they're only taking lightning lane people. So yeah, who knows what it's going to be like down the road? I mean, everything that we say can, of course, change. And sometimes Disney even thinks, hey, we're going to make more money. I mean, the Guardians and Tron, who knows what they're going to do, Doug?
Yeah, they could charge us outrageous amounts.
You want to
and
ride Tron,
some of us will
$100, and there will be people that will spend the money.
Don't give them ideas,
Oh,
Derek.
you're right. Also,
Shush.
side note, I do got to laugh. So we've gone through Tron. I don't know how many times, 5 years now, my kids have watched Tron being built. So my kids this weekend had the idea, we're going to watch the Tron YouTube and see how it rolls. And they looked at me and said, yeah, we're not doing that. So it made me laugh. We had a lot of fun watching YouTube and other theme parks, watching their attractions. So also they could not believe, they're like, hey, how is this built overseas and yet we're still not done here?
Clearly, it's sinkholes. That's all we can blame, right?
I don't know
Sinkholes.
at this point. Oh, so yeah, who knows? Hopefully that one is, pay or something or be able to get on. Lightning Lane, they have a new thing by then.
I don't know, but the sidewalk to it's very narrow by Space
Bottleneck
Mountain.
by a lot.
Yeah. They took out some columns off the side of the building, the Space Mountain gift shop.
Yep.
Like, ooh, 5 extra feet.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 5 feet.
Not going to help a lot.
No. So there you go. That is it for Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes. It is a system we love and love to hate. It has its ups, it has its downs. So the big thing is that a lot of people complain about it. So what are your thoughts? That's what we want to hear this week on Rope Drop Radio. So get on all the social media at Rope Drop Radio. Let us know, what do you think of this? How can we make it better? What are the changes? And of course, we want to hear your ups, downs, fails, and of course, rope drop. It's more important than ever. I think that's the end of the story, Doug.
There you
Gotta
go.
do it. So we're going to get on to the Patreon show. So if you want to be a part of that, you need to go into the show notes, click and subscribe to be a part of that community. Doug and I will be talking all sorts of things today, including sports, because Doug and I coach when we're not doing podcasting. And so if you want to hear that and more, be sure to subscribe. And of course, if you want to go to Walt Disney World to try the Lightning Lanes, you're going to have to book a trip with the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. Her email is in the show notes, and things are booking up pretty fast. Going to be a really good tourism this summer, this fall, this winter. I cannot wait. We're trying to book some trips, and so is Doug as well. And of course, cruising is coming in full as well. Got to get your cruises in. Doug's got one coming up, so we'll have 2 trip reports this summer. Doug on the Wish, Derek on the Wish. So be looking forward to those and more. But that is it. Thank you so much. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.